Hey guys, it's Evan. It's Thanksgiving weekend 2024, and I'm just in my room doing a bunch of cleaning and whatnot. I'm putting to bed my little DIY baby rack for tiny snakes. So a lot of snakes, like baby boas and things, I keep them in these types of racks. Are made by Reptile Basics. But when I'm talking about my children's pythons, they can escape out of a lidless rack. So you have to keep them in something like a food container. And so this is just a homemade rack that I made a handful of years ago, and it cost me about. It probably cost you about $75 to $100 to make this if you bought the heat mat and the lumber and the thermostat. But let me just show you what it was. This was essentially a single board of 1x10 lumber, and I spray painted it all black before I cut it up. But so I cut the legs for it, I cut the horizontals for it, and I cut the little feet all out of that one board. And then on the back, I used a piece of paneling. This is like masonite paneling, and this has back heat. And so what I did is I used an ultra-therm heat mat, and then I used this Reflectix insulation on the back, and I just taped it here with some Houdini construction tape, and then I tacked down the wire, and then the cord comes out here and it's plugged into a little thermostat. So I set this, it's just back heat. This is my little control center. It just has one plug that goes to the wall. So that's how it looks. And basically the way it works, I use these little tubs, and they're really inexpensive little tubs. And I actually bought enough of them that even though they kind of break and kind of get a little bit tweaked over time, I replace them. It's not a big deal. But I'll tell you, my one regret with this rack is I didn't build it around a better tub. And the tub I would recommend you use if you're going to try something are these Sistema tubs. This is a 2-liter Sistema tub, and they sell them in multi-packs at Walmart, and I think they're like $4 or $5 a piece. And I was just being cheap when I got these, and I just regret not making it out of a better box. But if you're gonna make one of these for tiny snakes like children's pythons, tiny colubrids, whatnot, make sure you use a food container because they're airtight, watertight. They're more secure than melt tiny little holes in them. This is a great little one, and unfortunately, this rack is it's just like a ½ inch too small. This weight to do 2 of them, so I still use these, but I might eventually rebuild this over a different box. But that's the only regret I have. And the other thing is I can stack. I think I can get 20 or 22 in here. But what I do is I don't actually keep snakes in the bottom racks, because what I realize is that the heat dynamics, the bottom level is a little bit cold. So I just use empty tubs to raise it up, and then I stack them up. And it's not too bad. It's a little less convenient than having individual horizontals, but it makes it a lot more simple to build, a lot less material intense. And that's just how I've done it. So it's worked really well. I've raised a bunch of little babies in it, and it probably cost me less than $100 total with the thermostat heat mat. The only other thing I'll tell you is that this is a little curtain. And those little clips just go up here across the top, and it's just a little curtain, and that just keeps it a little bit warmer than the ambient temperature. It just works a little better that way. So that's what I did, but that's a little idea, and you could do it around really any size tub, as long as one side was less than 12 inches deep, because then you could use a piece of dimensional lumber. Otherwise, you could do it off sheets of plywood or something. But that's just an idea for you. I hope that helps you. It's been really handy for me. Thanks. Bye.